Hey everybody, it's Erin Parks, owner of Teamwork Bloomington, and today I wanted to talk about deciding whether or not you are a good fit as an athlete for Teamwork Bloomington's sports performance program. And I have a lot of people come in and they've been part of a strength training program, or they've been inside of a weight room, or they've had a personal trainer or something like that. And while I think those are awesome, Teamwork Bloomington is a specific type of community. So what denotes a good fit at Teamwork? There are a few different questions I like someone to ask themselves. And the first one is, do you have aspirations to be the best athlete you want to be? And if that is yes, then that's going to be the first understanding that you are going to be a good fit here. If you do not have much interest in your athleticism, if you do not have interest in changing your sports outcome, then it's probably not likely that you're a good fit here. So if you have somebody who's pushing something on you, or you find that, you just don't like doing what you're doing, adding strength training into your athletic background isn't gonna be easier. While we do try to make our environment really fun and competitive, really it's going to be dependent upon how committed you are. And that's the second question. Have you been inside some sort of commitment before? Have you been a part of a team? Have you completed some sort of large program before? Have you found yourself showing up because you knew that it was important to your team, you knew that it was important to the outcomes of your team or the outcomes of yourself? It doesn't have to just be in athletics, but obviously it's usually going to be that. So have you been inside of some sort of commitment before? If yes, then you are going to be a good fit for our community. We are not a place that just works out. We do train, and so the expectation that you show up when you're supposed to show up allows for the programming to actually work. We don't just deliver a workout. So yes, you can get workouts in many different places, but with training, what you want to have is a relationship and a consistently changing the training mechanism so that you get a progressive overload in your training program. And so if we are chasing adaptation, you have to show up every single week. And that also includes any sort of new movement patterns or injury prevention, or if we're needing to really focus on shoulder health or hip health or back health. You have to be committed to the plan. You don't just show up in random times or decide that this is the third priority, because while the sport absolutely demands your commitment, the entire athletic picture demands commitment. And if you, again, if you are trying to become a better athlete, as the first question suggested, then you need to be able to show that you can be committed to something. Third is, are you willing to listen? And these are probably the three biggest questions that are decision makers of whether or not Teamwork Bloomington is a good fit for you. So if yes, you are wanting to become a better athlete, and yes, you have been committed in a program before and you haven't failed miserably every single time, then good. The last question is, are you going to listen to somebody? And being coachable, while that is something that is transferable in all spots of life, if you can listen to someone, change how you create meaning about something, listen to how you're supposed to move, and be open to change and open to being vulnerable, then you're going to fit in really well here. So those are the three questions I would ask myself if I was an athlete, and questions that I ask people here, because this isn't easy. Strength training isn't easy. We have a high expectation of our athletes. I would never just want somebody to randomly show up. And when people do that in our program, there's a broken trust between the coach and the athlete. So I'm here to figure out how I can get the best athlete possible, physically prepare you for your sport. And if you don't have the same respect for me, well, then we're just going to have a breakdown of trust over time. And then that's when we're going to see some attrition. We're going to see some people not prioritize their training because they think, oh, this is boring, or this is hard, and I don't really want to go today because I'm tired, or I had a bad day, or all of these different excuses. And they're really, really made up for the strength training. You don't really see it as much in a sport because there usually is some sort of consequence that is direct and affects the playing time of the athlete. But here instead, it's going to be someone who, they just stop showing up and then they're not going to get a result, and you've broken trust with the coach. So we don't know if you're a good fit. We don't know if we can actually get a result for you. And that's like our job. So again, if you're ever been interested in Teamwork Bloomington and you're like, maybe this is the place where I want my athlete to go, the conversations that we're going to have aren't going to be like, what's your back squat, or how much have you lifted in the past? Like, we're going to ask these questions, but in general, it's like, this is the beginning of a relationship and a beginning of an athletic development path. And so it's not short term for us ever, because short term just doesn't allow us to do our job or get to know someone really, really well. But it also is just like, be a part of our community, like learn from other athletes who have been here before, become friends with people around you, see that there are elite athletes training who have done it over and over and over again, and you adapt to this new lifestyle of showing up, working hard, and asking questions. And I promise this will always get you a best result when it comes to anything that you do in life. So as coaches, we create strong, resilient bodies and minds, and hopefully no matter what happens after high school, no matter what happens after college, you have this new work ethic, a new understanding of what your work capacity is, and also what the resilience of your mind is and how strong you truly are. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're ever interested in talking to me, just check the website out and I can definitely help you learn more about our programs. Bye.